Ciao, sono Majo. Quello che andremo a vedere oggi insieme è un gioco che si chiama Bright Side Riddles and Puzzles, ovvero a indovinelli e puzzle. Rompicapo, insomma. Cosa facciamo in questo gioco? Facciamo indovinelli e rompicapo. Bravissimi! A posto. Quindi andiamo a vedere questo video dove proveremo la prima delle modalità, che si chiama... Andiamo a vedere. Ed eccolo qui il menu iniziale di questo Bright Side. Avremo tantissime cose da poter fare. Abbiamo Spotlight, ovvero sgama chi sta mentendo. Are you smarter than Sherlock? Sei più intelligente di Sherlock. Chi non è intelligente? Prova a risolvere questo. Sopravvivi, prova a sopravvivere. Scappa dal castello, rapina di diamanti. Non ci stare a pensare troppo. Insomma, un sacco. Guarda quante ce n'è, di cose da fare. Quindi direi di iniziare con la prima, che è Spot the Liar. Date quante? Ok, iniziamo.
Mr. Morrison was the owner of a small company. Only 4 people worked there. One day, he came to the office and didn't find his favorite slippers. He always put them on while working.
Un uomo di classe,
searched everywhere and finally spotted them on the roof of the building.
Da fare mostre in collo.
Was furious. He entered the office and started to question his employees.
L'hanno messa in cima a un palazzo, fra l'altro.
I don't even know where you keep your slippers. Andrew said, I'm terrified of heights. I have never climbed up there. Sandra said, I'm wearing high heels today. I can hardly walk in them. Emily said, I respect you too much to do it to you. One of the employees is lying.
Allora, il tizio qui a destra c'ha una foto che fa skydiving. Come fa per paura delle altezze? Tra l'altro c'ha un sandwich che ha una forma molto simile a quella delle ciabatte. Unghiette che escono.
There's a photo in which he's skydiving with a parachute. Uh-oh. Melissa's boyfriend proposed to her and presented a beautiful diamond ring.
Nel castello della Bella e la Bestia, dove sono?
That's why she kept it in a box on her vanity table. Once, after a long and difficult working day, the girl came home and went straight to bed. When she woke up, the ring was gone. Melissa called the police. They asked 3 suspects, Melissa's roommate, her best friend, and her neighbor, what they had been doing the night before. Helen, Melissa's roommate for the last 3 years, said Melissa had indeed looked very tired. She took the tea Helen made for her and went to her room at 10 p.m. Helen went to bed shortly after. Eric, Melissa's best friend, said he had come to visit Melissa at about 11:30 p.m. The girl was already sleeping, but he saw a jewelry box lying open on the table. It was empty. Eric was surprised and left immediately after that. Brenda, the neighbor, said she wanted to borrow a book from Melissa, but when she called her, the girl didn't answer. So Brenda decided not to bother her so late at night. The police soon realized one of these people was lying. Who was it?
L'unico che ha visto la scatola vuota e l'ha raccontata è lui. Mi verrebbe da dire lui? Ma solo per quello, Gli altri ci sono entrati in camera.
He was only asked what he had been doing the evening before, but he mentioned the jewelry box. He must have known the ring was missing because he took it.
L'ha visto solo lui.
A group of friends went camping. They found a beautiful place in the forest near the river. They were planning to spend a week there. But on the 3rd day, Chris disappeared.
No.
The rest of the group gathered near a campfire to figure out where he could be. Paul said, we didn't have enough firewood. I went deeper into the forest to get some. When I came back, Chris was already gone. Ashley said, I was near the river washing my t-shirt. I stained it with ketchup during lunch. Nancy said, I felt unwell, so I decided to take a nap. I was sleeping when an owl woke me up. One of the young people is lying. Do you know who it is?
Oddio, non mi ricordo quando è sparito lui. Perché è successo di notte, chiaramente, che il gufo la possa aver svegliata. Quindi è la storia del gufo, dai. Lei.
It's Nancy. Owls sleep during the day. It means an owl couldn't have woken the girl. Someone started a gas leak in Mark's apartment. Luckily, the man noticed it. He called the police. After searching the place, they found a watch. Mark claimed it wasn't his. The detective decided to set up an ambush. The watch looked expensive. Surely the criminal would return to get it back.
Gli fa del trappolone.
He turned in the door lock. In a while, a man came in. He was holding a lit candle in his hands. At first, the detective wanted to arrest the man.
Ma non è lui, chiaramente.
He realized it wasn't the person they had been waiting
perché
for.
si sapeva del gas, saltava in aria. Perché se sapeva del gas saltava in aria. Come faccio a rispondere? Come faccio? Così.
Whatever the man was doing in Mark's apartment, he wasn't the one responsible for the gas leak.
Certo.
That criminal wouldn't have entered the apartment holding a burning candle.
Vabbè, però è comunque uno che è entrato in casa con un orologio. Non gli avrà messo il gas lui, ma...
The police found out one particular gang was going to rob a bank. An undercover agent was sent to the restaurant where the criminals always gathered in the evening. His task was to attach a tiny GPS tracker to one of the gang members. Then the police would know about their location and would be able to prevent the robbery. The leader of the gang was the mastermind of the group. All other members were just muscle. The undercover officer had to be very attentive around the leader. The man could easily spot the device, but no other gang member would notice it. Where should the agent place the tracker?
Bere direi che non lo potrebbe bere, quindi nello zaino.
On the gang leader's backpack. He's the only person who can spot the device, but not if it's on his own back.
Se è nascosto no, esatto.
Police got a call from the house of a wealthy man. He didn't come home after going for a jog. When several police officers arrived, they questioned all the people in the house. They were the maid, the millionaire's wife, and his driver. The maid said, "When Mr. Jones went for a jog, he asked me to prepare his breakfast. I immediately got down to work. But it's been 3 hours, and he hasn't returned yet." The wife was worried too. "I saw him in the morning, but he was in a hurry. We just greeted each other, and I went to work." The driver told the police he had been waiting for his boss in the car, scrolling through his social media. Who knows something about the millionaire's disappearance?
Ha qualcosa a che fare con la roba da mangiare che si sarebbe guastata nel frattempo?
The maid is lying. If she had cut the apples for breakfast 3 hours ago,
sarebbe rovinata
they
la
would have
mela.
already turned brown by now. Shirley got a new job as a sales assistant. She was extremely happy to receive her first salary. She went out for a walk in the park and decided to treat herself to some ice cream. She pulled out cash, but a powerful gust of wind has blown the money out of her hands.
Buttato
The
soldi
girl
al
managed to
vento.
pick it up, but then she realized one $10 bill was missing. Shirley looked around.
Chi se l'ha inculati
One of
sti
these
soldi?
people must have taken the bill. Can you figure out who it was?
Come faccio? Non ho elementi. Sarà stato il cane. Il cane.
It's the man in the red baseball cap.
Perché?
The bill is under his right foot.
Ah, non ho prestato
Detective
attenzione.
Larson was walking along the street. Suddenly, he saw a man grab an elderly woman's bag and run away. The detective immediately rushed after the criminal, but the man disappeared
Sarà il tizio
behind
che è sparito
the
prima
door of
facendo
a small
jogging?
restaurant. When Detective Larson entered, he saw 3 cooks preparing food. Which cook is fake?
Questa è cruda. Questa ciccia è cruda. No,
It's the man holding the salad bowl. He's the only one not wearing gloves. People
porca
began to
miseria.
disappear in a large town. 1 month after it started, the police came across an abandoned house. In its basement, they found 2 men. Each of them claimed that he had been locked up there and that the other man was the one to keep him in the basement. But
Chi è
it was
rapitore e chi è
clear that only
rapito?
one of them was telling the truth. Look at these men
La barba
attentively
direi che è
and say,
abbastanza
"Who is the
evidente,
liar?"
Beh, direi che lui è il liar perché c'ha la barba fatta. Come fa a essere qui da tempo? No, questo è proprio semplice.
It's the man who's smiling. If he had spent 4 weeks locked up, he would have a beard and
barba
mustache
vera.
by now. But
Fossero
he
state
is
2 donne
clean
era un
shaven.
problema.
Rachel Brown, the
Una sarebbe
owner of
stata
a
quella
large
con il
and
pavimento
successful
insanguinato.
company, has disappeared right from her office. The police suspect that some of her subordinates
Ma perché
might know
sparisce
where the
gente
woman
dall'ufficio?
is.
Ma sono i
They
soliti!
questioned 3
C'è il
people.
tizio di prima, l'ho
Ruth, the
visto!
HR
Era da
manager,
Morrison
is
quel
the first to
tizio.
enter. We were going to fire an employee that day. I came to get Miss Brown's signature. Adam, the accountant, says, "I indeed came to her office. She had to approve the company's budget for the next year." And the secretary comes in last. "I saw Miss Brown today, but only for a minute or so. I asked her to sign my leave request." The police officers immediately realize who is lying.
Una c'ha una
Can you
firma
figure it
diversa.
out too?
Sì, quella a destra c'ha la firma diversa dalle altre. Le altre 2 sono uguali, con penna blu e penna nera, ma la terza proprio è firmata da tutt'altra
Anne is
persona.
lying. The signature on her documents is different from the others.
Ha!
Plus, she is the person Ruth was going to fire that day. Martin bought a car in September, and now, just a month later, it's stolen. The police have 4 suspects, and all of them are Martin's friends. The crime happened at 10 p.m. on Wednesday. At that time, Alan was playing badminton in the park. Natalie was driving home from work. Roy was walking with his dog, and Rose was doing some grocery shopping. Who took Martin's car?
In base a quale elemento? Boh, non saprei. Lui ha la faccia sospetta, quello col cane.
At 10 p.m. in October, it's too dark to play badminton.
Level complete, score 14, 8 su 11 corrette. Sono curioso di sapere quante ne avreste indovinate voi. Scrivetemelo nei commenti, scrivetemi se vi piace questo tipo di video, così ne verranno fuori anche di altri. Verranno fuori uguale, ma comunque scrivetelo. E così si conclude il primo appuntamento con Bright Side, questo gioco dove ci sono gli indovinelli. Spot the Liar si è concluso appunto con un punteggio di 14. Come al solito vi invito a iscrivervi al canale, a cliccare sulla campanella per rimanere aggiornati sui futuri video del canale, mettere un like e condividere, magari commentate pure. E noi ci vediamo al prossimo video. Ciao!